She will say yes, the priest warned, pressing a shard of salt to Nia's throat. Or the well's close for good. Nia didn't flinch. The sun bit through her hood. The plaza was a cracked bowl of light. Dust rose like ghosts around the gathered crowd. Children watched with dry tongues. Winds scraped across their cheeks like teeth. On this planet, mercy cost water. Today they had none. The altar was a window of old ship glass, set upright in the sand. It faced the horizon where there should have been waves, but there was only the shimmer of heat. They called it a marriage, but it felt like a hostage swap. Nia lifted her voice. It came out rough but clear. Except silence spread, thin and sharp. The priest cut her palm and let 3 drops fall on the glass. Bride of the ocean, he said. Take the vow. Nia hated the title. The ocean was a myth, an old star map, a memory. The first settlers said they had crossed a black sea to get here, and the sea was a god with moods. The god took and gave. Then the drought came, and it only took. She looked at the desert, at the heat mirage line. If you hear me, she said, we're dying. A voice slid through the glass like a hush after thunder. It was not heard by ears. It was felt in bone. It carried the scent of rain she had never known. It was soft and it was huge. I hear you, the ocean said. I'll come. The crowd gasped. The shard at her throat dropped. For a breath, joy cracked the dry mask on every face. Nia's knees almost gave. She had expected a lie, a silence. Instead, the world had answered. Wind shifted. The sky darkened at the rim. A blue bruise spread along the horizon like a line of marching giants. The priest lifted his hands. Praise, he whispered. The bride is true. The promise stands. But the voice came again, cool as shadow. I will come, it said. But a door must open. What door? Nia asked, heart pounding. In the city under your city, the ocean said. Where your people bound me long ago. Break what they built. Unseal the throat. Nia's mouth went dry. The throat was legend, a forbidden's place. Old law said it was cursed. Old law said no one returned. She looked at the priest. He knew. She saw the flicker in his eyes, the hiding, the fear. He cut the air with his hands. The ocean speaks in riddles, he said. Its hunger is endless. We will wait for rain, wait. When children fainted in lines for a sip, when old men scraped their tongues bloody on salt. Tell me the truth, Nia said. Is there a city under us? The priest's jaw set. There were tunnels, he said. We sealed them for safety. For power, said the ocean, gentle and cruel at once. They kept me choking. They drank my tears and called it rule. A murmur rolled through the crowd. Trust versus survival. Fear versus hope. The old people shifted on aching feet. A boy with cracked lips whispered, Please. Nia stepped down from the altar. She gave the glass a look that felt like a promise in return. Show me, she told the ocean inside the pain. Show me the path. Follow the taste in your mouth, the ocean said. Metal and storm. It will pull you below. Her blood tingled, iron and rain. She tasted it, a sharp tang like biting a coin in a storm she'd never seen. She moved through the crowd, past hands that wanted to stop her, past hands that wanted to push her faster. The priest called after her, voice thin. If you break the seals, you doom us all. We're already doomed, she said, and found the first great dot it hid in the shade of the old dome, the original landing shell, now a temple of dryness. Rust ate the bars. A lock sat like a clenched jaw. Nia wrapped her bleeding palm around it. Open, she whispered. The lock shuddered. Something far below answered. The metal clicked like a throat clearing. She pulled and the grate swung up. A breath rose from the dark, cool and wet. It brushed her face. Her eyes stung, stares fell away into black. The crowd held its breath. Nia lit a flare and climbed down. Each step bloomed with the smell of storms. She felt the throat in the stone, a living thing sealed, a giant held under ice. Her heart hammered. The flare hissed. Halfway down, the walls changed. Smooth glass. Carvings of waves. Faces of the first settlers. Lines of words: forbid the flood, keep the gate, the bride cuts rain. She touched the words and felt rage bloom. They married the ocean once, the ocean said softly in her bones. And when it loved them too much, they caged it. They were afraid, Nia whispered. So are you, the ocean said. But your fear tastes like courage. At the bottom, she found a chamber with a wheel of black stone. It was large as a house, set in a door of fused glass. Pipes fed into it, narrow as hate. A thin trickle ran through, captured and counted. This was their water. Stolen from the throat of a god, Nia set the flare in a crack and put her hands on the wheel. It didn't move. It's sealed, she said. Use the vow, the ocean answered. What does that mean? Blood for key, breath for seal. Your life is the hinge. Her stomach dropped. You want me to die? Silence like the pause before a wave hits. I want you to choose, the ocean said. I will come, but I will not be summoned like a beast. I come to equals. Above her, faint and far, she heard the crowd arguing. She heard the priest's voice, urgent, angry. Footsteps pounded on the stairs. She had seconds. She pressed her cut palm to the hub. She leaned her forehead to the cold stone. If I open this, will you drown us? No, the ocean said. But I will drown the lies. The flare guttered. She tasted storm again, fierce now like a promise and a threat. A memory that wasn't hers rose up, ships crossing black water, laughing in salt winds, swearing they would never be thirsty again. Then fear and locks and silence. Nia lifted her head. Take what you need, she said. The door hummed. The blood on the hub lit like tiny stars. The wheel warmed under her skin. It turned a fraction. The steps shook as people poured into the chamber. The priest shoved forward, eyes wide. Stop her! Hands grabbed her shoulders. She dug in, teeth bared. Help me, she shouted to the crowd. Oh, watch your children sleep and never wake. A thin woman with a scar on her cheek stepped beside her. Then a boy. Then an old man with trembling arms. They put their hands on the wheel with Nia. Together they pushed. Something snapped, deep and old. The door moaned. A sound like thunder in a throat rose up. The pipes screamed. Salt seals cracked like bones. Water touched her ankles. Cold, real, alive. The priest backed away, face white. The chamber shook. The wheel spun itself now, drunk on motion. Water surged to her knees. She laughed, cried, choked. The ocean's voice filled the stones. I'm coming, it said, wild with joy. Bride, hold fast. Then the floor trembled hard, and a second voice rose from the dark dry, grinding, full of dust. It spoke with the echo of broken law. Close it, the old voice commanded from below. Or the desert will eat the city whole. Nia froze. Two voices. Two powers. The water rose. The crack widened. The desert itself was waking. She looked at the people. At the door. At the black water swelling like a heart that had waited too long, and she pushed harder. Want the next chapter? Tap follow and don't miss part 2.